Colts wide receiver Josh Downs has been dominating fantasy football after missing the first 2 games of the 2024 NFL season due to injury. He's emerged as the top offensive weapon from the slot and is beginning to earn the wide receiver 1 role for this Colts team. Throughout all of the quarterback change in Indianapolis, can Downs remain fantasy relevant throughout the rest of the season and the fantasy football playoffs? Let's dive into the film to find out. So starting off with our first play, ironically the first player you want to pay attention to here is Michael Pittman Jr. We're going to see a zone coverage look from the Steelers. Pretty much all these defenders dropping into various zones across the goal line. Right over here with these 3 defenders is what we're mainly going to be looking at for this play in particular. So Pittman's going to run a 5-yard out here. He's going to bend this route to the outside, taking this defender out of position, leaving a hole right here in the defense. That's where Josh Downs is supposed to be able to run after he makes the catch. We'll see Downs motion in, and then right as the ball is snapped, he's going to come back out, kind of into the flat here. He's going to stop right here, wait for the ball from Flacco, and then have just a wide open lane to take this into the end zone because Pittman was able to clear out this space here in the zone coverage, pull the defenders away. Downs basically has a wide open lane to go into. Start the play here. Downs in motion. Right here you can already see Josh Downs has a lot of space down here. So, I mean, it's pretty much a walk-in if he gets the ball now, if he's able to get through some contact, which he does. You're able to see this defender getting pushed out of position by Pittman. He's already flipped his hips to follow the route to the outside because Pittman is clearly breaking to the outside here. And Downs is going to cut off this route, stop right here. Flacco goes through his reads, finds Downs right there, just a wide open spot in the coverage, and able to just walk in for a touchdown. Good scheming by the Colts, taking advantage of that zone defense. Right there, wide open hole. And the Colts just doing a really good job of scheming Josh Downs open. Took a big shot but held onto the ball, able to walk into the end zone there. So good play. Now we have Downs here, matched up in the slot, man-to-man press coverage with Joey Porter Jr., who's one of the Steelers' top corners. This is a 3rd and 6. Downs is going to run a slant route. And one thing Josh Downs is really good at doing, especially on these releases, sometimes he'll have a lot of delay on his release, but he's really good with his suddenness, with his agility, with just breaking out into a burst of speed. And really, it was a solid release, but Porter isn't going to be shaken that much by it. But that burst of speed from Downs is able to give him just that little bit of separation he needs for Flacco to fit this ball in. Here's the matchup right here. Ball snapped right here, off that jab step to the left. Porter wasn't really fooled. He didn't flip his hips at all. He wasn't thrown out of position. He's playing this pretty well to the point where if it's a slant, which it ends up being, he's in a good position to make a play. But Downs uses that agility, uses that athletic ability to burst inside, get just a step on Porter, just enough, a little bit of separation. There's the burst. Makes a great hands catch, which he's really good at doing. Gets the first down right there. Really good stuff. You can see Downs. Downs is right here if you want to keep an eye on him. Flacco snaps the ball. Watch that burst inside like a human joystick. Nice route from Downs. Here we're going to see man-to-man defense from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's Josh Downs in his matchup right here. And he's going to do a really nice job initially on this release. He has a little bit more cushion than the players on the right side of the formation do. As you can see, this gap and this gap are not the same size. So Downs going to take advantage of that a little bit. He's going to use that extra space. He's going to start off on his release. He's going to move to the inside shoulder of the defensive back. And right when the corner starts to jump out to the right to guard an inside route, Downs uses incredible lateral quickness, flies to the left and upfield. He's completely beaten the corner on the route and tries to run this out route. We will see how that goes. He works from the inside shoulder to the outside so fast the corner is not able to keep up. Ball is snapped. Downs working the inside there. He's kind of selling it as an inside release, but at the same time, the corner really has no idea where he's going with this, but he has worked a bit to the inside shoulder, as you can see. But then watch how fast he gets outside. Right there. Keeps moving those feet and then falls on the route, unfortunately. But it was a fantastic release. You can see Downs right on the left side of your screen. Ball is snapped. Downs works inside, then out. Just unfortunately slips on the top of that route with a bit of contact there. Able to take advantage of that little bit of space he had and a really good rep with a lot of separation until the top of the route. Of course, when he fell, he had the corner beat, toasted, cooked, whatever you want to say. So for this next play, Downs has a pretty tough task. The Steelers running a pretty soft coverage look. Downs in man-to-man coverage here with this defender. Here's Downs. He's going to be running another slant route, but this time he has a lot more cushion on the coverage than he did on the last play here. So he's going to have to throw a pretty good fake to keep this corner from staying in position and coming down over the top of his route when he cuts it inside, which obviously would pretty much make his chances of getting the ball 0 if that corner is able to come over the top. So he's going to have to throw a nice fake to the outside, which he does, push the corner out of position just enough to where he can rely on his speed and his agility to break inside and make himself a really easy read for Joe Flacco here, who unfortunately for him has had to deal with TJ Watt all day and the rest of the Steelers front seven. So watch Downs throw this fake to the outside. Ball snapped, and there's the fake right there. You can see the defender leans just a bit, moves his hips over just a bit where Downs breaks inside. He's going to have the slide advantage here, as you can see. Downs breaks inside, good catch, good rep from Downs again. So here we're going to have Josh Downs, who's lined up right here, matched up with the rookie linebacker out of NC State, Peyton Wilson. And let me tell you, that is not a matchup Wilson wants to go up against. The matchup of Downs, who is a really good route runner, is not really favorable for Wilson at all. So when we see another one of these in-breaking routes, you can call it a slant if you want. Downs knows is matched up with a linebacker instead of a defensive back, which is definitely an advantage for the Colts. He's going to run a really nice route, get a lot of separation. Again, making an easy read for Flacco out of the slot. The ball is snapped. Downs, look at that fake right there. Peyton Wilson thrown completely out of position that way. He's basically jumped to his right, and Downs takes advantage of that, so Wilson's going to have a really hard time catching up to him here. There's the throw, catch. Good stuff from Josh Downs. Here on this replay, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Look at that fake to the outside. Wilson thrown out of position, jumps to the outside. Really a rookie mistake against that slot receiver, Josh Downs, who was so shifty at the line of scrimmage, completely wins the route. So we're going to see Downs matched up man-to-man with this defender here. Downs is going to start off with a really slow, delayed release, kind of just walking to the outside shoulder of this defensive back, and then he's going to really suddenly break this route outside, do a really nice job of creating separation against the defensive back, basically again just walking to the outside shoulder, and then breaking suddenly when he has the leverage to the outside, and he's able to get some good yards after the catch too, which is what we love to see. Ball is snapped. Downs, again, he's walked himself to the outside leverage, takes a little hop, and then just breaks to the outside really nicely, turns upfield, makes a defender miss. Really good stuff. Let's watch it one more time. Again, there's Downs. Number one, walks out, breaks. Good stuff. Turns around, makes a miss. So for this next play, again, we're going to see Downs on a mismatch with a linebacker right here. Number 33, Devin Lloyd, I believe, for the Jaguars. For this play design, we're going to see the Colts just run two go routes with these two receivers, clearing out everything in this area on the defense, and then Downs is going to have a lot of area to work with here as he breaks this route to the outside, to the sideline outside the numbers, hopefully having a lot of space to achieve that separation with, as all these defenders have hopefully been taken upfield. And what you're going to see on Downs with this route is the change of pace with which he's able to run it. He's going to start out really fast, and then as he gets to the top of his break, he's going to slow down, point himself to the inside just a bit. He's going to break to the outside super fast. Really interesting change of pace on the route running from Downs, making the linebacker guess the whole way where he's going. So the ball is snapped. Watch him slow down to a bit of a jog, and he's got a tough job. Lloyd has already positioned himself facing the sideline. He's ready for that outside break from Downs. So he's got to do a really nice job selling this route vertically, which he does. Lloyd turns his body upfield just a bit, and Downs is able to cut that route to the outside. So Downs breaks it outside. Great job selling it vertical. Good route. We'll watch it one more time. So again, watch Downs. Slows down, sells it vertical, and right as he does, just snaps it outside. Really great route. Taking advantage of being matched up with a linebacker there. So again, we're going to see Josh Downs matched up with the Jaguars linebacker. This guy right up here. Going to work up to the top of his break here, and then use some really nice footwork to break out just a little, and then carve it back in on that slant route. And the defender here even jumps to the outside because he bites so hard on that fake from Downs, which is fantastic. Downs has so much separation, comes wide open over the middle of the field right here. So watch that footwork at the top. Downs right here, even to the head fake, point his entire body this way. The linebacker, you can see already the body language, is going to meet him at what he thinks is going to be a route to the outside, to the sideline. Downs going to break this inside and have an easy advantage. He's already won this matchup here. Breaks in, defender's totally caught off guard, jump to the outside too early. Great route. Watch one more time. Again, here's the route in full speed. Downs, great fake, defender jumps. Good stuff. Let's take a break from the video for just a second to talk about some of the perks we offer with our YouTube channel membership. Starting off with the sleeper tier, that's only $2.99 per month. You get a free 2-month trial of our pro subscription on our website, priority replies for your comments, and then custom FTR badges as well to put in the comments. We have our contender tier, which is early access to videos, and your username will be among our member shoutouts we put on this channel in the film breakdowns we create. And then finally, something really cool we're doing in the league winner tier, you can request one film breakdown per month on a player that maybe is on your fantasy team, maybe is on your favorite real life NFL team, but you are allowed to request the film breakdown of one fantasy football player per month, and we will post it right here on this channel for everyone to see. So if you're interested, go become a channel member with the link in the description, and it will be a great way to support our channel as we continue to grow. Thank you guys. Let's get back to the video. So right here, we're going to see some really good scheming from the Colts offensively. We're going to see a zone coverage look here, and Alec Pierce, the wide receiver, is able to break this route, just put it to the outside, and then cut it inside, bringing this defender with him. So he's going to bring this corner more to the center of the field, and then Josh Downs is going to be left with the linebacker here. This safety right here is also going to flip inside to cover Alec Pierce. So basically the last line of defense on the outside here is going to be this linebacker right here for the Titans, and Josh Downs is going to flip this route out and then upfield. He's going to outrun this linebacker really easily because he's a lot faster than him. Just has a lot of good leverage to where he's able to work himself to the outside really with no trouble at all, because this linebacker is supposed to have help to the outside, but this corner and safety both follow Alec Pierce. Downs breaks to the outside right there. There's already a lot of separation here against the linebacker. You can see these two defenders are already brought inside. Downs flips it upfield. Great route. Good ball. Great catch from Josh Downs on the outside. Just a great play from the Colts there. We'll watch it on the replay here. Flacco scans the field, sees Downs wide open, has totally beaten the linebacker in coverage. And yeah, you can see the linebacker getting upset with the rest of the defense, telling him, why did you leave me one-on-one with Josh Downs? I was never going to win that matchup. Because I'm sure that's what all linebackers say after they get cooked by Josh Downs. So right here, we're going to see Anthony Richardson in at quarterback. That's something to watch against the Texans. Downs is going to be matched up with Jalen Petrie, who's been having a really good year at safety for the Texans. So again, we're going to see Josh Downs work to the outside shoulder of Petrie, and then cut back in, use that acceleration to fly towards the middle of the field laterally, and then just break up the field in a full burst of speed. And you can see he has a couple steps on Jalen Petrie once he fully gets up to speed. So that acceleration from Downs is something that defenders have to fear when they are matched up with him. And I'll tell you, this crossing route from Alec Pierce, he comes across and rubs Petrie as he's going across in that crossing route, and Petrie is just flying backwards, trying to guard the speedy Josh Downs. Alec Pierce and Jalen Petrie smack into each other. Josh Downs is left completely wide open. I'm not sure if that was designed or not for Pierce to run that route, specifically so he runs into the defender, but it did work out that way. Watch Downs, work at the outside, right there, then break inside. Look at that speed. He's already turned it upfield, and you can see he already has a step on Jalen Petrie once he completely turns this route upfield. Right here on the crosser, slams into Jalen Petrie. Josh Downs comes wide open with a little help from Alec Pierce there on his crossing route. And man, that acceleration is fun to watch from Josh Downs. We're going to see here on the next play, Josh Downs matched up with rookie corner Kamari Lassiter, who's been having a good year for the Texans, but unfortunately for him, he's about to have his welcome to the league moment. Another one of these delayed releases. He's going to walk to the outside shoulder of Lassiter and then break back in violently on this route. Lassiter already started to move to the outside, so when Josh Downs breaks back in, he has to fly inside to try to guard him there. But then the play is not over. Josh Downs whips this route back out to the outside. Lassiter, who is already scrambling back to the inside, gets torched on the route, having to move outside, inside, and back outside. Richardson snaps it right now. Downs, again, you can see him walk to the outside shoulder. Lassiter expecting that outside release. You can see Downs, great fake, breaks it in. Lassiter basically stumbles to get back inside, trying to guard Josh Downs, and you can see he's already flipping the route back outside. Lassiter is way behind in coverage, tears this route outside. Lassiter completely thrown off, and a big gain for this Colts offense. That was a dominating route. And I mean, just to be safe, we have to watch that one more time. I mean, in full speed, that was ridiculous. There's the inside, outside. Lassiter gets thrown in coverage. Fantastic from Downs. If you like watching film, you like watching Josh Downs. So we're going to see again Josh Downs matched up with Jalen Petrie in press coverage, who's been matched up with a couple times so far. He's going to, again, do what he's done a couple times, walk himself to the inside shoulder, and then just break out with that lateral speed, and then use that acceleration to fly upfield. Petrie actually bites so hard on the inside, he has to completely turn himself around because he flipped his hips inside, and he is at a huge disadvantage and basically gets cooked here. So let's go ahead and watch this play unfold. Just a masterpiece from Josh Downs here in press coverage. Play starts. Downs, again, walks himself to that inside shoulder, snaps back out. Great lateral quickness. Petrie has to turn his entire body around, putting himself in a huge state of disadvantage. Josh Downs already accelerating downfield fantastically. Good ball from Richardson. I think this was a touchdown personally. If you want to argue with me in the comments, it was called down at the 1 yard line. I thought that was ridiculous. Again, I'm a Colts fan, so we'll see another angle here. You'll mostly just see the catch, but Petrie there gets flipped around. Richardson, good throw, good catch. I think it was a touchdown. First of all, I just want to recognize some pretty significant PFF grades. For Josh Downs, his overall offensive grade from PFF is an 83.9 over the course of the season, which is 7th in the entire NFL. And then you can see right by it his receiving grade, 84, basically identical, which I guess makes sense for a lot of these guys. And then again, another pretty significant grade here. Josh Downs, his receiving grade overall, when lined up as a slot receiver, is ranked 3rd in the entire league with a 90.3 grade from PFF, which is again fantastic. That puts him over some pretty big names for receiving grades there out of the slot. Guys like T. Higgins, Chris Godwin, Rashee Rice, I mean even Cooper Kupp down there. So, and then something I referenced in my last video about Ladd McConkey, this receiving grade versus man coverage. Josh Downs, again, ranked really highly, 84.1. That's 10th in the entire league. And then if we look at zone coverage too, he's not far behind, ranked 20th in the league, which is still very good against zone coverage, with a great rating again of 78.1. So ranked really highly both against man and zone. So it doesn't really matter the scheme. It seems he has been dominating overall. And it also seems it doesn't matter which quarterback is under center for the Indianapolis Colts. He's had great games with both Joe Flacco and Anthony Richardson. I know it hasn't been a huge sample size so far, but he's had productive outings in fantasy football with both quarterbacks starting in Indianapolis. So it seems like Josh Downs is the ultimate independent variable. It doesn't matter who's starting at quarterback. It doesn't matter what the defense is trying to throw at him. He's going to produce, he's going to dominate, and he's going to score fantasy points for your team. I know we've talked a lot about the importance of consistency in fantasy football. If that's what you're looking for, Josh Downs is your guy. We saw this in the Colts Sunday night matchup versus the Minnesota Vikings, in which they failed to score an offensive touchdown. Josh Downs still had 6 receptions for 60 yards, which in a game where a team doesn't score an offensive touchdown, that is still good production, especially when many other players on this offense failed to produce. Downs is now averaging around 59 receiving yards per game. On a full 17-game pace, that will put him on track for around 1,000 receiving yards this year. So again, this guy can produce. If that's not enough, volume is not an issue either. In 5 out of his 7 active games so far, he's had 9 or more targets. He seems to be the wide receiver 1 for this Colts offense going forward, which is huge in fantasy football. As we know, when opportunity meets true talent, a fantasy football superstar can be created. I think that may be the case in Josh Downs. I'm not saying he's a league winner, but you can definitely consider starting him every single week in fantasy. He's shown tremendous growth through the first 2 years of his career and is really shaping up to be the top wide receiver for this Colts offense for years to come. It doesn't matter if Anthony Richardson or Joe Flacco are under center. It doesn't matter if the offense isn't producing at all. Josh Downs is going to get targets, he's going to get receptions, he's going to get yards, and most importantly, he's going to get you fantasy points. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, don't forget to join the official Fantasy Trading Room Discord server with the link in the description. Also, if you want to support the channel, go become a channel member with the link in the description as well. You get a ton of great perks. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Joe, and this is Fantasy Trading Room.